Good evening, and welcome to HavenNOW, your source for campus and local news in Lock Haven. My name is Nicole Chappelle.
And I'm Ryan Hauser, and here's a brief look at what's happening this week around the area. Celebrating Lock Haven University's 150th birthday, an exclusive interview at LHU's Boxing Invitational, and a look at a highly anticipated Valentine's Day album release. All this and more coming up. We have a special report from a press conference held last week when Governor Tom Wolf stopped by Lock Haven campus to discuss his plans to help low-income students in the PASSHE university system have an opportunity to enroll in college without the debt, if they can stay in state.
PA State Governor Tom Wolf came in today to speak to Lock Haven students, faculty, and administration about his upcoming scholarship program that will benefit low-income households. In his speech, he mentioned a lot about how students graduate and have so much to worry about in debt. This opportunity will allow students to focus on school and graduate and not have to worry as much about the debt they're going to be facing.
This is our future, folks. Pennsylvania, our future is with them. And we need to do everything we can to make sure that they have the future that they deserve. And one of the things they shouldn't start that future with is debt. This will go directly to students. So we know that it's going to help with college affordability. But the deal is, it's basically going to take the form of a loan. It's a forgivable loan. All you got to do to have interest, principal, everything forgiven is just stay in Pennsylvania. That's going to be the deal. So to pay for this program, as some of you maybe know already, I'm proposing that we repurpose the state racehorse development fund. That's a $250 million fund. Now, I'm proposing $204 million taken from that. That leaves just a little less than $50 million in that fund. We have to make some tough decisions sometimes in politics, and this is one. And the question is, we're going to bet on horses, we're going to bet on our kids. I'm going to bet on the kids.
Honestly, so my freshman year here, I actually got a job here at the pub. I'm actually a worker here at the pub. I work at the Fairview desk, and I also travel 2.5 hours home to go work and waitress on the weekends. So last year I didn't have that, so this year I had to figure out what can I do to have more money during the school year because I was struggling. So that's why I picked up these jobs. But specifically, this scholarship would really help students like me because our parents wouldn't be so stressed out with having to be our co-signers and making sure their credit is okay as well for us, taking out loans in our names at such a young age, and we're building debt very young, as Governor Tom Wolf said. And overall, it's just it's benefiting children in the long run, because at the end of the day, when they have their careers, they're thankful for whoever gave it to them, and they're able to put that money back into our systems and put the money back into children of the next generation as well.
Pennsylvania is ranked near the top. I think we're number 2 when it comes to student debt in the United States. 50 states, we're number 2. And that's true for students attending colleges all over the place. It's also true for students attending our state university system, including Lock Haven. In 2019, the average debt for a graduate of Apache school, like Lock Haven, was $34,039.
During my time here at LHU, I've worked for approximately 3 years in the financial aid office as a student worker. In those 3 years, I've heard and seen numerous stories so similar to mine. Students from low-income families, first-generation college students who are eager and driven to continue their education, but hit a wall when it comes to the finances. Everyone, regardless of their economic background, deserves a chance to attend college.
LHU is proud to have been one of Governor Wolf's stops on his campaign to help its students.
Well, I personally can't wait to see what happens with this proposal, in my opinion.
In local news, Lock Haven University is celebrating the 150-year anniversary of its founding. The celebration officially launched this past Friday, February 14th, in honor of the day the institution received its charter 150 years ago in 1870. The first event was a social media frenzy that started in Bentley Dining Hall and made its way to Rogers Gym. There was a free throw contest, free t-shirts, food, and students even sung happy birthday to the university with President Pignatello. More events to follow include the Haven Summer Fest in June, the anniversary homecoming in October, and the Bald Eagle Ball in December. Check out the Lock Haven website for the exact dates and times. If you have a Haven memory, ideas, or photos you would like to share, visit the anniversary website to contribute.
This past Saturday morning, dozens of runners took to McElhatton to participate in the annual Frozen Snot Run. At a little over a half marathon, the course was updated in 2014 to further challenge anyone who dares to partake. Stretching across Bald Eagle Mountain and hosted during what is annually one of the coldest weeks of the year, runners more so hike the rocky trail as they brave out freezing temperatures and harsh conditions. There were two versions of the race, a short route lasting 8.5 miles and a longer route lasting 13.5 miles. All runners were required to have kits on them with traction spikes, dry socks, and other hiking essentials. Emily Coslow, who goes to support her father Jim each year, said, "I personally could never do this race, short or long, but my dad lives for things like this. Something about the adrenaline rush of running in the freezing cold at 8 in the morning." Emily is among dozens of other supporters who come to cheer on friends, family, and community members each year. After reaching out to race director Luke Ebling, I was unable to get a quote. Although the amount of work that it takes to put on this race is no small task, everyone looks forward to coming back and bettering their times for next year's 2021 Frozen Snot Run.
This past Friday, the Lock Haven VFW Post 1630 hosted a Valentine's Day chicken and waffle sale. Individual meals were only $8, while the Sweetheart Special was 2 for $15. Meals came hot and ready to eat with a dessert for after. The VFW often hosts food sales amongst many other events to not only bring the community together, but ultimately to help veterans, the military, and the Lock Haven community members. This month alone, they hosted a Super Bowl 54 event, Taco Tuesday, February 11th, and Valentine's Chicken and Waffle Dinner. 2 weeks from now, on February 28th, the VFW will be hosting another Friday night special, which includes meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, and French toast for only $8.75. Commander Floyd Baldwin of the Lock Haven VFW stated, "All proceeds benefit the VFW, and each event hosted here is open to the public." The next dinner Friday, the 28th, will be from 5 to 7:30. These dinners are a cheaper alternative to eating out and offers a great home-cooked meal that not only tastes great, but helps benefit a very important part of our community, our veterans.
In national news this week, in Democratic standings, the race continued to tighten as Andrew Yang ended his political campaign after finding out he had won 0 delegates in New Hampshire on Tuesday night. This leaves only 8 Democrats left running for presidency. Out of those 8, however, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, and recently Pete Buttigieg have risen in favorability as options continue to dwindle. Gen Z voters ages 18 to 22 are in high favorability for Bernie Sanders at 52%, while millennials ages 23 to 38 are at only a 43% favorability for Bernie Sanders, and Gen Z voters ages 39 to 54 are almost tied in favorability for Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, 24% for Sanders and 23% for Biden. Last week, states nationwide began opening up early voting for the Democratic primary and will continue this week as well. February 25th marks the 10th Democratic debate out of 12, which will conclude in March and will give candidates a last-ditch effort to say what they want and convince their voters to stick with them until Election Day, Tuesday, November 3rd. March 3rd marks Super Tuesday, when many states will hold primaries and caucuses. This all comes shortly after the acquittal of President Donald Trump, which has only added to the importance of the upcoming election and any events surrounding it. Now over to Jamie Vega with a recap of this past week's sports news.
Thanks, Ryan. To start things off with the college football story that has made international news broke last week. 2 former Ohio State players, redshirt junior safety Jocelyn Witt and junior cornerback Amir Rip, were taken into custody on February 11th with charges of kidnap and rape, according to WBNS 10 News. In the following statement, Ohio State head coach Ryan Day wrote, "I have dismissed Ripe and Went from our football program. In this statement, I will not make comments on the criminal charges, but it is clear that they did not live to our standards and my expectations. The athletic department will make sure that they both continue to have access to the health and well-being resources available to students and student athletes." For further details on the arrest and charges being held on Went and Ripe, visit 10tv.com. As WBNS 10TV goes further into details, this is an ongoing police investigation and more information will be made available as it progresses. This past Friday, the NBA kicked off their All-Star weekend. With the recent passing of the great Kobe Bryant, everyone wonders how the NBA will honor him and if the All-Star game will pass all the rest. And matter of fact, it did. On Saturday, the All-Star weekend started with the Celebrity All-Star game with Chicago-born rapper Common winning MVP honors and leading Team Wilbon to a win over Quavo and T. Smith, 62-47. As well as rookies playing in the Rising Stars game. Team World came up short 151-131 to Team USA. On Saturday, the most action-packed day of All-Star Weekend with the Rising Stars Challenge, the Slam Dunk Contest, the three-point contest, and a very unique performance from the Portland Trail Blazers' very own Damian Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. The three-point contest consisted of some of the best shooters in the NBA. Joe Harris from the Brooklyn Nets, the 2019 champion, was eliminated in the first round along with Atlanta's Trae Young, Charlotte's Devontae Graham, Miami's Duncan Robinson, and the crowd favorite Zach LaVine, who is on the Chicago Bulls. Sacramento's Kings, Buddy Hield pulled away with a total of 27 out of 40 points, beating out Washington Wizards' David Bertans and Phoenix Suns' Devin Booker. Miami Heat had a very strong showing on Saturday as center Bam Adebayo won the Rising Stars Challenge, and small forward and power forward Derrick Jones Jr. outlasted Orlando Magic's Aaron Gordon, who scored a total of 297 out of 300 points and still didn't win. Gordon's final dunk was a simple two-handed jam over 7-foot, 5-inch Taco Fall from the Boston Celtics. Although it might have been a crowd pleaser, it did not beat out Jones Jr.'s windmill from the free throw line. Call it deja vu, but it was the same thing happening in 2016 when Gordon lost his title to a former Minnesota Timberwolves Zach LaVine, as well as Lakers center Dwight Howard recreating his Superman dunk in honor of Kobe Bryant by wearing number 24 over the Superman symbol. On Sunday was the last day, which held performances from many artists and the much anticipated All-Star game. Team LeBron outlasted Team Giannis 157-156 with a crazy competitive fourth quarter outburst to compare to Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. In honor of Kobe Bryant, the NBA changed the MVP award name to the Kobe Bryant MVP award, which was won by LA Clippers Kawhi Leonard. Also, to commemorate Kobe and his daughter Gigi, there were only two numbers worn last night. Gigi's number 2, which was worn by Team LeBron, and Kobe's number 24, worn by Team Giannis. Now, in local news, there was a very exciting weekend here in Lock Haven. Combat sports was in order of the day. 3 LHU fighters took the ring Saturday night during the main card of the 41st annual Lock Haven Collegiate Boxing Invitational in Thomas Fieldhouse.
Both Steve Kutches and Avery Drake fought hard but lost by decision. At the 195-pound weight class, Kutches went up against Matt Beeson from Army West Point, and at the 139-pound weight class, Drake matched up against Matt Hines from UConn. On the girls' side, Aliana Bates made her home debut with a big win by decision against Priscilla Truong from Navy at the 119-pound weight class. I was able to catch up with Bates after her fight, and we talked about her ability to face both the home crowd and her opponent. She said,
mentally, I had to prepare hard because if it's a home fight, it's more like more nerve-wracking because it's your territory. You can't let anyone come up here and beat you. This is your home. So I kind of just I had to put everything out of my head. I had to calm myself, control my breathing. In my eyes, all I see is like this girl that I have to absolutely destroy no matter what. I see how she moves, how she acts. I try to use that against her. I try to feel her out. I look her in her eyes. If anyone can look me in my eyes, I'm gonna destroy you.
Did you have a special night plan this Valentine's Day? The Haven Activities Council, better known as HAC, held a Valentine's Day dance party this past Friday for students. The party was held in the pub and went from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. There was a DJ, snacks, and even a mocktail bar. A student who attended the dance was quoted saying, "It felt like an actual club with the DJ lights. I had a really great time with my friends." During the night, they gave out glow-in-the-dark items such as hats, glasses, and even necklaces. More than 65 students attended the dance. What a great turnout. HAC is always going above and beyond to host events like this one. Make sure to check out the university's weekly schedule to see what they will do next. A rumor has been spreading around campus recently. Apparently, there's a chance that Lower Bentley will become the pub. The employees in Lower heard little information about the rumor, but one employee was quoted saying, "I think they want to make it more of a conference room for the student union. TVs and couches have been moved around, and a pool table is coming soon." Student employees at the pub said a town hall meeting was held last semester to discuss the subject. It was said that Enrollment Management Vice President Stephen Lee held the conference. When asking Lee for more information, he stated, "We are currently researching this topic and evaluating all options. At the moment, I don't have any updates, but we anticipate having more clarity in the near future." Overall, there are few truths to this rumor that we can be sure of. I guess we will just have to wait and see what happens next. Now let's hand it over to Natalie with local and national entertainment news.
In local entertainment news, last night, Heroes and Horses had its 4th annual showing of the award-winning film Riding My Way Back at the Roxy Movie Theater, a story about a veteran, a horse, and hope. The showing was the kickoff of Horses and Hope's season. Admission was $5, and approximately 40 students or people attended the screening. All the proceeds of the event benefited Horses of Hope and Heroes and Horses. The film Riding My Way Back is chosen every year to show the Lock Haven community why Heroes and Horses is in existence. Vicki Hancock, the program director for Horses and Hope and Heroes and Horses, stated that Riding My Way Back shows that their military men and women go through coming back from service and trying to acclimate them back into their family life. People expect veterans to be who they were before the military. Vicki said, "We want to educate the members in our community that don't have connection to the military. Heroes and Horses reaches many in the community, and showing last night brought in potential new volunteers and new veterans." Vicki says that the event brings together the veteran community in Clinton County and helps when there is dying hope. She stated, "If we reach just one veteran, then it's a success." In national entertainment, over the weekend, Gayle King has been under fire asking Lisa Leslie in a CBS This Morning interview if she thinks Kobe Bryant's legacy is complicated by the 2003 sexual assault charge that was hit with. King asked, "Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?" The question was asked following the death of Kobe Bryant and 8 other people, including his 13-year-old daughter, in a January 26 helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. Leslie, a longtime friend of the NBA legend, says, "It's not complicated for me at all. Bryant is not the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That is just not the person that I know. I think the media should be more respectful at this time." Celebrities, including Calvin Brodius, aka Snoop Dogg, weighed in on the controversial interview question, saying King's question was out of pocket and the accusing King of trying to tarnish Bryant's reputation. King apologized for her question in the Lisa Leslie interview, stating, "I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I would be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified. I am extremely embarrassed and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put in a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it is very jarring." Even after King's apology, she was still facing backlash, and King's close friend Oprah even expressed major concern of the situation, stating, "King is not doing well because she is now receiving death threats." But on February 12th, Snoop Dogg publicly apologized to King after attacking her on social media, saying, "I was raised better than that, so I would like to apologize to you for the language that I used and calling you out and just being disrespectful." And on Friday, King accepted Snoop's apology over Instagram video, stating, "I accept the apology and I understand the raw emotions caused by this tragic loss. adding that it was never her intention to cause pain as people grieve. A Boogie celebrated Valentine's Day with some new music. His highly anticipated album, Artist 2.0, dropped on Friday, and fans are loving it. One fan on Twitter said, "I've been waiting a whole year for this album, and I'm listening to it nonstop." The new 20-track album was released on the anniversary of his debut 2014 mixtape, Artist. A Boogie's Artist 2.0 includes features from Young Thug, DaBaby, Summer Walker, Lil Uzi Vert, Khalid, and others. A Boogie is known to make music with a wide range of emotions and in different style than what typical New York artists sound like. My favorite tracks from the new album are Calm Down featuring Summer Walker, Another Day Gone featuring Khalid, and Cinderella Story. I think A Boogie's new album was definitely worth the wait and did not disappoint. And that's all for entertainment. I'm Natalie Carnicelli, and back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Natalie. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen more variety with the features on the album, but I think it's being well received by a lot of people, so.
I agree, but I do love Summer Walker, so any song with her on it is great. Well, that's all the time we have left for today. This has been Haven Now. Tune in next Monday for the next edition of LHU TV.
This is Haven Now. Thanks for watching, and have a safe and educational week.